This movie is a reboot of the Resident Evil franchise, which ended with 2016's The Final Chapter. Set over one night in Raccoon City, this new movie combines the plot of the first two Resident Evil games. This reboot does away with its signature leading lady and aims for a more faithful adaptation of its interactive source material. Unfortunately, this movie is more of the same disappointing garbage. This approach has its own flaws that lead to the new movie lacking bite. You might recognize the locations and characters, yet you'll experience none of the terror of playing the games. The movie supplies plenty of fan service, but in short supply of coherent plotting and even fewer scares. It restores the feel of the source material to bland ends. The movie has plenty of gore, but absolutely nothing terrifying or imaginative. It's just a ridiculous rehash of all the things of people hate the most about terrible horror movie or even the previous Resident Evil series. It has all, like shallow characters who make dumb decisions, flat action scenes, and muddled storytelling that fails to be engaging. It's totally bereft of the visual distinction or creative personality. The evident mandate to keep this IP active and generating profits looks especially hollow in a zombie film, indistinguishable from any other beyond its proper nouns. The movie opens with a flashback to the youthful experiences of siblings Claire and Chris Redfield at an orphanage run by the Umbrella Corporation. This prologue is revisited occasionally throughout the remainder of the movie, and its purpose is to introduce evil scientist William Birkin and a hint at a traumatic Claire ordeal that's never properly resolved. Since the movie telegraphs so early that William is an evil scientist, there's no suspense at all when his secret is revealed. Everything is so monotonously formulaic in this movie that after a while you can almost do a countdown to the cliches that will come next. There are too many scenes where someone shows up at just the right moment to come from behind to shoot someone. One particular character in this movie is saddled with this overused cliche. The movie itself has a relatively small cast of characters. Together, this group doesn't have half the charisma of Mila Jovovich, although in their defense, the script barely bothers giving them an ounce of distinctive personality. Claire is the story's central protagonist, but viewers will learn nothing about who she was as an adult before she arrived in Raccoon City. Gamers will quickly recognize that this movie dual-track narrative of Chris and Claire is a combination of Resident Evil and Resident Evil 2. The movie is so busy flip-flopping between its two storylines that it never settles down long enough to build suspense. Nothing can compensate for the absence of nerve-jangling tension. Audiences will overlook a lot of narrative bungling if they are scared out of their wits, but the movie's fundamentals of horror are not strong enough to pick up that slack. The survival horror stakes in this movie is very low since everything is sketched in one dimension. Some poor jump scares and mediocre CGI are thrown into the mix. Even the undead themselves are a bland bunch. Everything in this movie has been done already in better horror flicks about zombies or mutants. This movie has a mid-credits scene with the appearance of mysterious spy character, but this cameo does nothing to redeem the rest of this garbage movie. Overall, this is just a waste of time. We do not recommend this movie at all.